What's up, people? I hope you guys are doing pretty well. I'm personally doing fine. I was studying for the, well, morning, and then right now I'm just getting ready to go to work because it is what it is. We gotta do what we gotta do, and that's it. So, what we're gonna be talking about in this video is a little bit of rant slash reaction of what's been on the subject of many conversation for the last, I don't know, two, maybe 3 weeks. Well, I'll say 2 weeks because it's pretty recent. It's just like this guy that goes to Mayo Clinic or was does he even go to Mayo Clinic? But there's a connection with him in Mayo Clinic, so I don't even want to dive deep into it because I'm not gonna be coming here and try to judge per se, but just a little bit reflect about like what's the whole drama, the whole thing is. Well, the thing is, he has some kind of affiliation with Mayo Clinic, and is pretty well known on the internet, and he has a TikTok account, of course, and that's just pretty much it. So he does make funny videos and on medical related stuff and non-medical related stuff, I guess. And yeah, so last week or 2 weeks ago, so he got into trouble. The reason being is because of multiple videos he did post on his account. But like the one that made, well, there was like two main videos that made people a little bit uncomfortable. Was the one where he was showing the full replacement, and the one with the can't know if it leads to that. First thing first, I want to say three things. And these are going to be the thing we're going to be talking about in this video. The first one is common sense. Not everybody has common sense. And I thought that, common sense was so, that's something everybody has. Before I even studied nursing school, so I thought that people kind of like knew how to read the room naturally and how to, interact with people and just how to generally be a nice human being. But little did I know, by stepping out of my comfort zone and interacting or just being in a class with a bunch of students, so I've later find out that everybody has common sense. People are saying stuff that generally I think they never did not, well, they did not even think about what it is they just said, but for some way, somehow, kind of reason, they said it because I don't know, they wanted to be funny, or they just thought that was the right thing to say. But God knows that if they did take some time to reflect about whatever it is they just said, they would have maybe, if they did had common sense, not say the thing that they just said, but they didn't. And so I think there is a need for a class called Common Sense 101. And I generally don't know what they're going to teach in this class, to be honest, because some of the common sense thing that I feel like people generally need to have to be a really good human being, or common knowledge stuff that, well, technically never taught me, or somebody never had to taught me anything, but I just figured out, pretty early on in life. Like, hey, when somebody's talking, you don't talk over them. Or when two people are talking, you don't just go in between, or you just don't go like walk around, or you don't try to interrupt them. You let them express themselves, or stuff like if you're trying to make a joke, right, and you gotta make somebody else uncomfortable for the joke to be funny, it's not a joke anymore. So you just gotta like cut that shit out and don't do it and don't say it. So these is like a couple of things that I just hope that people actually get, but some way somehow they do not get it. And what am I gonna say about this? Just judge, I guess, or talk about it. But other than that, there is really none I can do about it besides just like saying like, damn, I wish you did spend the time thinking about whatever it is you just posted, or whatever it is you just said before you actually said it, because you're not by yourself in the room, and there are multiple people you're interacting with every day, and not you trying to sugarcoat, or not you trying to how do I say, butt licking, but it's just you being a nice human being by keeping your thought that are literally not productive for yourself, so other people can just go about their business. That's pretty much it. That's the common sense point, which is the point one. I have a little notes. That's what I'm reading right now. The second one is when it's not funny anymore. So I generally think that not everybody knows when to make a joke, or when to just stop. Like I just said it. If you have to make a joke, right, and you have to bring somebody down, or you have to make somebody else uncomfortable, this is not a joke anymore. This ain't a joke. This ain't funny. So I really don't know why some people think that, hey, I gotta make somebody feel bad just to make it a joke or to make it funny. But that ain't it. that was never hit. I really don't know like why some of y'all think that, hey, I gotta make so and so uncomfortable just because, that's what the joke is. I do get it sometimes. Some jokes made some people a little bit like squeamish kind of thing, but uncomfortable to the fact like you're literally joking about somebody's private part, or you're literally joking about like, hey, an interaction that you had with someone when it was literally the two of you guys in the room, and then you just posted this thing on the internet allegedly and tried to make this thing funny so that other people can laugh. I'm laughing right now, and even laughing like, oh my god, that's so funny. It's just laughing like, oh my god, you're so stupid. Like, why did you thought that this thing was funny? And you're in scrubs, bro. There's a lot of things that go into this, so I don't want to be like, oh my god, I just know I just know how to do this and that. It's just I'm trying to understand, but as I'm thinking about it, the deeper I get into it, shit doesn't make sense. It's just nonsensical all the way through. I'm telling you. Like, if you gotta make somebody feel bad to make a joke, don't make a joke. Just shut up. And my mom has something that she usually say was, if you ain't got nothing nice to say, just don't say anything. And my grandma has something that she says, they're not gonna take it against you if you don't know. Which kind of like look unrelated, but I'm telling you, like, these main two things are the things that I actually repeat to myself sometimes, for the most part, every day, because that's just it. That's kind of like one of the two ways that I go about life, and that I go is about like, what it is I gotta say. And for the most part, people who know me personally will know that, hey, I'm a pretty private person, kind of like keep to myself kind of person, but I do have people that I generally open up myself to. And the people that I generally open up myself to are people that, I know, or I've been knowing for a couple of times, so therefore I kind of like know how to interact with them, and I just keep it as private as possible. I might say something that is funny for those people, and then when I go and tell it to somebody else or a group of people that generally don't know anything about me, they'll be like, why you said that? So I'm not trying to justify the fact that, hey, you gotta like keep all your nasty jokes or whatever it is you got going on, and only share with a specific group of people. But if there's a specific group of people that can understand you, hey, be it, do it. But you can't just go in public and try to make a joke and make a point about whatever it is people are talking about right now, because that ain't the point. I ain't trying like to really deep thinking about the fact that, oh my god, this was so unprofessional, because it generally is not professional. There is no way you can look into this and say like, oh my god, this was just a funny joke. There is literally no way. And I also like saw some people saying things like, oh my god, that when so and so did it, nobody said anything. And when they're saying this, they're referring to a female that, a female medical student that actually said the same thing. And people are trying to make stuff like, oh, when it's a female, it's okay. When it's a male, it's not the same. Like, generally, like the fully thing that the guy had going on in the video, I'm not gonna lie, from a medical point of view, I'll say from a healthcare professional point of view, I'm not giving any advice. Everybody knows that, hey, as a man, I'm not even going to say as a man, it's not really easy to put a Foley on a female, or to put a Foley on a female patient. This I do get. Making a joke about it, I really don't think that's the best way to go about it, because of multiple reasons. So, first of all, not every female patients are okay with the fact that they have a male providers, or they have a male whatever it is who's taking care of them. Having the opportunity, and I'm literally saying opportunity because it does not even come often, to place the Foley on a female, and after that going on the internet and joke about the whole fact of how hard it is just mind-blowing to me. Like, first of all, this person will never trust any male anymore, and I'm not gonna lie, you can tell her none, because she did try to give it a try, right? And this guy just did exactly what she did not want to happen, what she was overthinking about, and it's crazy. So you just made the whole thing like a mess with everybody else that gonna come after you, because she ain't gonna trust nobody no more. And I also do get the fact that some people do not trust healthcare workers, because you got stuff like this happening, having a patient interaction, and then the patient back joking about the fact that, oh my god, why I got all these medications, oh my god, it was so hard to put the Foley, oh my god, joking about people's sexual preferences and sexual lives and stuff like that. like all this, or first of all, taboo subject. People don't really want to talk about these things. People don't even want to go to the doctor nowadays. Like nowadays, or at least for the people that I live with, like these people will only go to the doctor if they die. That eyes, they ain't gonna go to the doctor, like, you know, to do checkups and do stuff like this, because there are multiple things going on when you say to the doctor, you know, people fear of being judged, fear of not being taken care of properly, fear of being misdiagnosed, fear of being like whatever it is, name it. These people are overthinking. They're actually thinking that, hey, you know, when they do go to the doctor, that's what actually is gonna happen. And seeing things like this on the internet ain't gonna help either. So it's just a whole lot of mess that everybody got to deal with. And I just wish that, hey, you know, people didn't have to deal like with stuff like this. Because I ain't gonna lie, you know, some patients actually see stuff like this and they will make like a whole generalization. And I'm not gonna say that, hey, you know, it's not understandable, because, hey, what else do they have to go with? Because that's what is being promoted to them when it comes to healthcare workers and jokes and stuff like that. Of course, they're gonna think like all healthcare workers actually do think that way, even if technically it does not. But that might be a subject for another thing. Like, what's next for this guy? Like, I generally hope that this guy come up with a whole like, hey, apology video, you know, apologize about his actions and stuff that he said and stuff that he did joke around, and, you know, really think deep into it. So I don't want any like fake ass ChatGPT or Claude apology like, I deeply reflected on my action and I sincerely want to apologize for all the people. Like, I really don't want none of that. And I know it's a little bit kind of like, why are you saying you don't want none of that when it was not even, you know, a video that affect you in any kind of way? But I feel like it does affect me, because at the end of the day, see, patients who actually see videos like this, I might encounter one of them one day, and then because of videos like this, they will be not able to trust me, or they will not be able to just, you know, create any connections, and thus I will not be able, as a nurse, once I'll finally be a nurse, to educate them on whatever it is, you know, they got going on in their life. Like, you know, this whole relationship will just be messed up for, I'm not gonna say forever, but it's just gonna take some time for it to actually do build, because of stuff like this on the internet. And people are saying like, oh my god, when so and so did, nobody's saying anything. Stop pointing it out. You can point it out. When people do stuff like this, just call them out, because we have the internet nowadays. If you call people out, I ain't gonna lie, if it's a valid reason why you call somebody out, there's a really good chance for this thing to actually go viral. And that's what we actually do want, right? Everybody got the internet, so everybody will finally see like, hey, you know, so and so is doing this, so and so has been called out, and then so and so did take accountability for their actions. And then I'm not gonna say this gonna totally erase whatever it is they did or said, but they don't know like, hey, you know, they better not act like that way because they already have a strike, kind of thing. So yeah, I really do hope that he comes by. I did not heard anything from this guy yet. People are just like, did he remove his account, did he not remove his account? And people are also saying stuff like, you know, after his video with the Foley thing, he ended up like posting other things that were also, you know, not professional as well. So I really don't know what this guy got going on, really. Like the first video would have just been like, you know what, I'm taking everything out, I'm just trying to play it low. And but before I do all that, or take accountability, or just play it low, go to whatever it is that's going on in the background, because I'm pretty sure there's multiple things going in the background for this guy, like his schools and, you know, there's hospitals and stuff. Like, I don't know, he probably got a lot of stuff that he has to deal with right now, ain't gonna lie. But it would just like be me dealing with stuff like this and then come back on the internet maybe one day. But it's just like, you know, at the time I'm recording this right now, like, people don't really know if he's on or if he's not on the internet and stuff. So I generally don't know. I do not know. Maybe I'll make another video if he does make an apology video, and then we will just like go through it and see if he's, you know, actually doing whatever it is he's saying. But that'll be a video for another day, I guess. But thanks for watching this low rant, because I don't know, you guys generally did not have to, but you guys still did. So thanks for that. I'll see you guys on another video, I guess. Let me go get ready for it.